Sabbath, October 1st, Pastor Shelton began a 4-part series. His first message, which was based on Revelation 13, was entitled, When the Lamb Speaks Like a Dragon. The 4 identifying characteristics contained in this prophecy led us to conclude that it's the United States that is being identified as the land beast of chapter 13. Our first clue was given by considering Revelation 13 in light of what Daniel 7:23 teaches us. It's there that we learn that a beast in prophecy represents a kingdom. Here's what the angel told Daniel in chapter 7, verse 23. The 4th beast is a 4th kingdom that will appear on earth. It will be different from all the other kingdoms. Thus, the first clue to the identity of the beast is to kind of state the obvious. The fact that the land beast is a beast suggests that it represents a nation or a political power. And it's the land beast's political clout that brings about the enforcement of false worship, not just within its own borders, but all the earth and its inhabitants. In other words, it has global authority. Now, just because the land beast is a global superpower, it's still not sufficient evidence to identify it as the United States. After all, there have been and still are other superpowers besides the United States. Now, in Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17, we read that he, the land beast, causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And then it's in Revelation 16 that we get more information about this mark of the beast and when it will be applied. It describes it in conjunction with the 7 plagues that will happen just before Jesus' second coming. So, it will be a political power that exists just prior to the return of Christ. And then there's the final piece of evidence that clearly establishes the United States as the only superpower that the land beast of Revelation 13 can represent. And it's the use of the word lamb in describing the beast. The word lamb occurs 31 times in the book of Revelation. And in every instance but one, the lamb is a symbol that refers to Jesus Christ. Now, you guessed it. By describing the land beast of Revelation 13 as a lamb-like beast, John is telling us that this last day superpower would at least start out as a professing Christian nation. So when we consider these 4 characteristics of the land beast in their totality, it becomes evident that it's the United States of America. If you'd like to know more details about this topic, I would encourage you to go back and watch our October 1st Firefly Ministry YouTube video entitled, When the Lamb Speaks Like a Dragon. Now, in last week's message, One Nation Under Judgment, Pastor Shelton asked us to consider things that are transpiring right now on earth. Things that should serve as a huge wake-up call to us today, especially when we consider them in light of Luke 21, 25 through 27. And it says, There will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. On the earth, nations will be in anguish and perplexity at the roaring and tossing of the sea. People will faint from terror, apprehensive of what is coming on the world, for the heavenly bodies will be shaken. At that time, they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with power and great glory. Remember the land beast of Revelation 13? We're told something dreadful would happen to it. The global superpower would begin to speak like a dragon. What a sad reversal from its one-time champion of liberty and freedom. Revelation 13 says that America, which initially provided protection, safety, and religious freedom for all, will play the key role in the last day events. Notice the words of Revelation 13, verses 11 and 12. I saw a second beast coming out of the earth. It had two horns like a lamb, but spoke like a dragon. It, that is, the land beast, exercised all the authority of the first beast, that is, the sea beast, on its behalf. And it made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound had been healed. How can this happen in a freedom-loving, church and state separating land like America? Today it seems almost inconceivable. That is, until or unless some sort of catastrophic or disastrous event happens and it factors into the equation. But even today, as we see the erosion of our nation's cherished values, it's not hard to believe that it will happen. Now John continues on in verses 16 and 17. It, the land beast, also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its names. There it is, the mysterious and dreaded mark of the beast. Be sure to join us in our sanctuary this Sabbath as Pastor Shelton continues with part 3 of his 4-part prophecy series. His message this week is entitled, Forced to Make a Choice. Now it's abundantly clear that the book of Revelation does 2 important things. First, it reveals truth. And secondly, it exposes error. It chronicles in prophetic detail the universal conflict between good and evil, a conflict which results in either receiving the beast mark or God's seal. It portrays a struggle where everyone is forced to make a choice. Please join us in our worship service this Sabbath. But if you can't do that, be sure to visit with us either on Facebook or YouTube for this week's message. And until then, have a blessed week.